Hey everyone, my name is Miguel. I'm one of the developers of inContext, and today I wanted to walk with you guys through a simple example of how you might use inContext to look up a word in Japanese. First, we'll look up a word in English at two different levels so you can get a sense of how inContext is working, and then I'll show you how I'm using it to look up words in the target language. And finally, we'll talk about how you can export these words into Anki so that you can review it with an SRS. Without further ado, let's get into it. You'll see here on the right, I've got the inContext side panel open. So I'm going to hit the settings wheel, and we're going to look up first definitions in English, and we're going to select a native level definition because I'm a native English speaker. This will give me kind of the best understanding of what's going on. So we're just going to go to some random comment on the internet. And the word naguru, which means to hit, is being used figuratively in this sentence. It's talking about how Netflix, the directors, the power of the directors and actors is like hitting, the viewer and how the viewer likes this. So we'll look it up by hitting the Option key after highlighting the word. And we'll get three things here in our definition. We're going to first get the literal definition, to hit or strike forcefully, often implying a sudden or intense action. Then we're going to get the in-context info, and this is kind of where in-context shines because it's using an AI model informed by the full context of the sentence to understand really what this word means in this context. So let's take a look. In this context, nagutte is part of the phrase bun nagutte. So this is cool because it's already telling us that it's not just this word, but these words come together. And that's something that a normal dictionary wouldn't tell you, which is a colloquial expression, meaning to hit hard or to strike forcefully. It is used metaphorically here to describe how Netflix impresses viewers with the skill of its directors and actors. And so if you're a native speaker, this kind of stuff might not be very exciting, but when you're in a different language, you might be in a different context, and the metaphors might be different. So having a tool that will spell this out for you is really nice. Finally, the last thing we get is we get some synonyms. So we see a couple here. Let's see how this changes if we set our definition level to beginner, for example. We're going to look up the same word in the same context and see what comes up. Okay, at the top, nagutte means to hit or to punch. It is like using your hand to make someone feel pain. It's not nice to do this. Okay, so we see this is like a definition aimed at a kid, a 5-year-old almost. The words are extremely simple, and it's written out in such a way that it's easy to understand, even if you have a relatively basic grasp of English. Finally, in the in-context info in this sentence, it's part of a phrase that means the show is very good, like it hits you with its quality. Again, much simpler than the last part, and it's without using the word metaphor, it's using the word like to explain what's happening in this sentence. So this is really cool, I think, because when you're learning a language, this means that you can look up the word in your target language. So if you're a Japanese learner, you can look up this word in Japanese and it'll be explained to you very simply, and you get the understanding within the context of the language and not the frame of reference of your, mother tongue. So here we see a definition that's using pretty simple kanji. Again, it's telling us the literal thing. With Japanese, now you'll also notice we get a fourth bonus thing, which is the reading, how you would read this word. And here we basically get the same thing. It's not someone actually hitting someone, but it's talking about the strong impact, the impact of the thing figuratively, in a figurative sense. And here we have two synonyms as well. And just to see, let's see what it looks like when we are looking up a native level word. We would expect that the kanji and the sentences are going to be a lot more complex. The vocab will be more complex. And effectively, we see that's definitely true. We're getting another level of kanji and explanation that is more aimed at a native speaker of the language. So this is really cool. And the synonyms as well we see are more aimed at a native. So the idea is that you're browsing the web and whenever you come across a word you don't know in the context, you look it up, explained at your level. And then if you want to study these words, we have you covered. All you have to do is hit export to Anki. This is going to create a CSV, and we're going to open up, oops, I got the Japanese keyboard. We're going to open up Anki. Was there the whole time? Okay, so we're going to import file, definitions, open. And so we've got a couple of things because I looked up a couple of words, but the key things here are, first, the note type, you have to select inContext. The deck, you can select whatever deck you want. I made an inContext deck. And then the third part is existing notes, preserve. If you're looking for the inContext note type, we have it on our website, and it makes sure that basically everything, all of your definitions from inContext are imported into a card that we've already made for you. Great. So we've got our 19 new words. Let's study them now. So this is what the inContext Anki card looks like. We've got the original word that you looked up, and then we've got the original context. We do this because having the context, the original context of when you encountered the word, is the best way to really solidify that meaning of that word in its real context into your head. So we see that we've got this original sentence, the same one we've got here, and our word is bolded. If we look at the back, we see we've got the reading, the definition, and the in-context info. Finally, we've also got the source link here. And so this will take you to this original page, and you can see the original page where you found the word. This is the native level word, of course. It's got the harder kanji, but here we'll see this was our maybe lower intermediate word. So that's the idea behind inContext. If you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, we'd love to hear them. We think this is a really cool tool, and I think I'm excited about it, and I hope you guys like it too. Thank you so much.